Espresso with brownie. A classic pairing is espresso with chocolate brownie. Espresso is a very strong and concentrated coffee. It has a deep roasted flavor with a slight bitterness and sometimes a little acidity. Brownies, on the other hand, are rich, sweet, and chocolatey. When you eat a brownie with espresso, something interesting happens. The sweetness and soft texture of the brownie balance the bitterness of the espresso. At the same time, the intense coffee flavor enhances the chocolate taste. This creates a perfect harmony between sweetness and bitterness. That is why many baristas recommend small chocolate desserts with espresso. Hot latte with blueberry muffin. Another wonderful combination is cafe latte with a blueberry muffin. A latte contains a large amount of steamed milk, which makes the coffee smooth, creamy, and mild compared to espresso. Because of this creamy texture, a latte pairs beautifully with soft-baked pastries like muffins. The blueberry muffin adds a light fruity sweetness that complements the gentle coffee flavor of the latte. The milk in the latte also softens the acidity of the blueberries, creating a balanced and comforting taste. This is one of the reasons why in many coffee chains, latte and muffin are a very popular order together. Cappuccino with croissant. A very classic European cafe combination is cappuccino with a croissant. Cappuccino has a beautiful balance of espresso, steamed milk, and milk foam. The croissant is famous for its buttery, flaky layers. When you take a bite of croissant and then sip cappuccino, the buttery texture melts in your mouth, while the coffee foam adds a light, creamy taste. The slight bitterness of the espresso inside the cappuccino cuts through the buttery richness of the croissant, preventing it from feeling too heavy. That's why in many European cafes, cappuccino and croissant are almost a breakfast tradition. Hot Americano with banana bread. A great pairing for cafe Americano is banana bread. Americano is made by adding hot water to espresso. This makes the coffee lighter than espresso, but still rich in coffee flavor. Banana bread has a natural sweetness and a soft, moist texture. When you eat banana bread with Americano, the gentle sweetness of the banana balances the slightly bitter coffee taste. At the same time, the mild coffee flavor highlights the natural banana aroma, creating a warm and comforting combination. That's why many cafes recommend banana bread with black coffee drinks. Iced latte with chocolate chip cookies. A refreshing combination is iced latte with chocolate chip cookie. Iced latte is cold, creamy, and slightly sweet because of the milk. Chocolate chip cookies are crispy on the outside and soft inside, with sweet chocolate pieces. When you enjoy a cookie with iced latte, the cold coffee drink refreshes your palate, while the cookie provides sweetness and texture. The chocolate chips also match beautifully with the coffee flavor, making each bite and sip feel balanced and satisfying. Iced Americano with chocolate croissant. A delicious pairing is iced Americano with a chocolate croissant. Iced Americano has a bold coffee flavor, but feels light and refreshing because it is served cold. Chocolate croissants are buttery and filled with melted chocolate. The richness of the chocolate contrasts with the crisp, refreshing taste of the iced Americano. This contrast makes the combination very enjoyable because the drink cleans the palate after every bite of pastry. Hot chocolate with donut. For people who love sweet drinks, a comforting option is hot chocolate with a donut. Hot chocolate is creamy, warm, and rich with cocoa flavor. A donut adds a soft, slightly fried texture and light sweetness. Together, they create a very indulgent experience. The warm chocolate drink also helps soften the donut slightly, making each bite even more delicious. This is why hot chocolate and donuts are a favorite comfort snack in many cafes. Chemex coffee with butter croissant. A beautiful pairing is Chemex coffee with a butter croissant. Chemex coffee is known for its clean, smooth, and aromatic flavor. Because the Chemex filter is thicker than normal filters, it removes a lot of oils from the coffee, creating a very pure and delicate taste. A butter croissant is light, flaky, and rich with butter. When you combine the two, the buttery layers of the croissant add richness, while the clean taste of the Chemex coffee keeps the pairing from feeling heavy. The coffee also highlights the toasted flavor of the croissant's baked layers. This makes the combination feel balanced, elegant, and perfect for a relaxed cafe moment. Iced Chemex coffee with lemon pound cake. Another refreshing combination is iced Chemex coffee with lemon pound cake. Iced Chemex coffee is bright, refreshing, and slightly fruity in flavor because of the clean brewing method. Lemon pound cake has a light sweetness with citrus freshness. When you take a sip of iced Chemex after a bite of lemon cake, the citrus notes from the cake enhance the natural acidity of the coffee, creating a refreshing flavor experience. The cold temperature of the coffee also balances the richness of the cake, making the combination feel light and refreshing instead of heavy. Cold brew with chocolate chip cookie. A fantastic pairing is cold brew coffee with a chocolate chip cookie. Cold brew coffee is brewed slowly in cold water for many hours. Because of this, it has low acidity, smooth texture, and deep chocolate-like flavors. Chocolate chip cookies are sweet, buttery, and slightly crispy. When you enjoy a cookie with cold brew, the sweetness of the cookie balances the deep coffee flavor, while the chocolate chips match the natural cocoa notes in the coffee. This creates a pairing that feels smooth, comforting, and satisfying, which is why many modern cafes recommend cookies with cold brew. Hot Spanish latte with cinnamon roll. A delicious combination is Spanish latte with a cinnamon roll. Spanish latte is made with espresso, milk, and condensed milk, which makes it sweeter and creamier than a regular latte. Cinnamon rolls are soft, warm pastries filled with cinnamon sugar. When you combine these two, the creamy sweetness of the Spanish latte blends beautifully with the warm spice of cinnamon. The coffee flavor keeps the pastry from becoming too sweet, while the cinnamon aroma adds depth to the drink. Together, they create a rich and cozy cafe experience. Iced Spanish latte with cheesecake. A luxurious pairing is iced Spanish latte with cheesecake. Iced Spanish latte is cold, creamy, and naturally sweet because of condensed milk. Cheesecake is smooth, rich, and slightly tangy. When you enjoy cheesecake with iced Spanish latte, the tangy cream cheese flavor balances the sweetness of the drink, while the cold coffee refreshes your palate after each bite. The creamy textures of both the drink and dessert also match perfectly, creating a very indulgent cafe-style combination. Professional baristas in cafes like Starbucks, Costa Coffee, and Arabica understand one important thing. Great coffee is not just about the drink itself, it's about how the drink interacts with food. When sweetness balances bitterness, when buttery textures complement smooth coffee, and when refreshing drinks match light desserts, coffee becomes a complete flavor experience. So the next time you sit in a cafe, don't just order coffee. Choose the right pastry with it, and you'll discover how amazing coffee can really taste.